Michelle, thanks so much for being with us today. You have been a teacher for a long time, and now you're working in instructional technology. So you've had a lot of experience and exposure to the world of digital citizenship. Why is it so important that we talk about it and teach teachers about digital citizenship?
Well, teachers should be modeling it every day in front of the classroom. This is DigCit Week, but it's not a week-long thing. It should be happening every day. It's important because we live our lives online. We encounter it all the time. We need to teach our students to understand what they're partaking in. We need to teach them that, yeah, there's safety in that, but there's more to being a digital citizen than just being safe. It's about understanding your role, about creating, not just consuming. It's about being able to tell what is real, what isn't real, and how to maneuver your way through all those things. We want our students to be college and career ready, but what does that mean? Mm-hmm. They need to be able to not only understand the tools, but use the tools. They need to be able to take the fun and build on that, make it into something that is true and valid. We want to empower them to lead their own learning, to be empowered learners, to be knowledge constructors, to make sure that when they're on the digital world, that they understand that their footprint is always there. It doesn't go away. And something that you say now could have consequences later, but something you say now could build into something later. There's the other side of that. So you might have an idea now, and in 20 years, you're able to bring it to fruition because of the things you've done throughout your time online.
It's really about critical thinking, truly,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. I posted this week about something, and I said critical thinking is digital citizenship. So exactly.
Well, and I think, it's interesting because I've been involved with digital citizenship for a long time too, and it's just evolved over the years. And right now it seems like media literacy and consuming information is just so, so important.
That idea, Richard Kulata from ISTE has a quote that I just love, and it's not a set of don'ts. We need to practice the do's. So you can't practice not doing something. You can only practice doing it. So that idea that we turn it upside down. We don't want it to be scary, and digital citizenship, kind of has that that consultation or computation sometimes. We think when you're like digital citizenship, and people think, oh, safety,
right,
cybersecurity, bullying. That's not what it is. It's a piece of it for sure, but it's not what it is. It's about taking advantage of the opportunities and building on them. And if we think about the competencies, balanced and engaged and inclusive. So we want to make sure that it opens the world. It doesn't close it down for us, but it makes us citizens of the big picture. I know it sounds really cheesy, but it really is what it is. So that understanding that they have something to offer, and that by being great digital citizens of the world, they're only elevating everybody.
Well, and that's really, it's being global citizens, right? And that's what the internet does. It connects us all, right? Which can be a beautiful thing, can be a challenging thing, but it can also be a beautiful thing, right? What would be your greatest advice to teachers who, there's a lot of conversations around the fear that's out there. How do they get started? Where should they start? What's your best advice to them?
To model it always. To model it always. Because students are watching, even if we don't know they're watching. So always to model. So if you're going to show something to the students, make sure you attribute it, something that simple. In his keynote, Ken was saying you can't plagiarize AI. Right, but you should still acknowledge that that it was part of the creation. That idea that engagement is the biggest part, inclusivity, and not to be afraid to push yourself, be part of the conversation.
It's interesting because I have not heard that before. And what great advice. Rather than everyone being so scared of AI and plagiarism, just make it a culture in which
absolutely
it's like a source, like anything else, right? You've used it, so you're transparent about it. I love that.
I presented this week we were presenting about AI in education, and I used Canva AI to help me create my presentation, right? So that idea that we use it as a tool, but we acknowledge that the tool was used. This didn't all come from me.
Right.
But certainly the tool is there to be used.
Right.
So.
Well, thank you so much for the work that you do and for joining us today and having this conversation.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.